Introduction. My name is Regina. I was a primary school teacher. I loved my job very much. I taught young children, maybe 6 or 7 years old. Every day was different and full of energy. I liked helping the children learn new things and watching them grow. One day, a new boy came to my class. His name was Leo. He was a quiet boy with big brown eyes. He seemed a little sad. His father brought him to school. His father was a man named Niko. He was tall and had a kind smile. We talked for a few minutes about Leo and the class. Niko told me that Leo's mother was not with them anymore. He said it was a little hard for Leo, and for him too. I felt sorry for them. I told Niko that I would help Leo feel happy in the class. After that first day, Niko often came to pick up Leo from school. We started to talk more. We talked about Leo, about school, and sometimes about other things. Our talks were easy and friendly. Soon, Niko asked me if I wanted to have coffee with him one day. I said yes. We had coffee, and then we had dinner. We started to see each other often. Niko was very charming. He always said nice things to me. He made me feel special. Sometimes he brought me small gifts. Maybe it was a box of chocolates or some beautiful flowers. He was always thoughtful. He remembered things I liked. Being with Niko felt like a dream. He made me feel beautiful and important. He was a single father, and I was a teacher who loved children. It felt like a perfect match. We spent many hours together, talking and laughing. Leo seemed happier too. Everything felt good and right. I thought I was the luckiest woman. I believed I had found a wonderful man and a chance to be part of a family with Leo. It was a very happy time in my life. Too, a quick wedding. Our relationship moved very fast. It felt like a dream, a beautiful one. Everything with Niko was wonderful. After only 3 months, Niko asked me to marry him. I was so happy. It felt like my heart could fly. I said yes immediately. I did not need to think. I wanted to be his wife more than anything. My best friend, Lucy, was not so sure. She was worried about how quickly things were moving. She told me to be careful. She said 3 months was a very short time to know someone before getting married. She said maybe I did not know everything about him yet, but I did not listen to her worries. I was so happy. I saw only the good things about Niko. I thought he was perfect. He was kind, he was loving, and he was a good father to Leo. I told Lucy she was wrong. I knew this was right for me. We decided to have a wedding quickly. It was a small ceremony. Only our closest family and friends were there. Leo was there too, and he looked very happy. It was a simple day, but for me, it was perfect. I married the man I loved. After the wedding, I moved my things into Niko's house. It was strange, but also exciting to live with him and Leo. I was ready to start our new life together. I was excited to be a wife and to be a stepmother to Leo. I thought our future would be happy and full of love. 3. Small changes start. Our life together started after the quick wedding. For the first few weeks, everything felt good and right. Niko was loving, and I felt happy being his wife and being with Leo. It was like the dream I had before. We were a family living in his house. I was excited for our future. But then, small things began to change. It started with my cooking. I liked to cook dinner for us every evening. One night I made chicken. Niko ate it and then said, "This is a little dry, isn't it?" I felt a bit surprised. Another time I cooked pasta, and he said it needed more salt. His comments were not angry, but they made me feel that my cooking was not good enough. I wanted to make delicious meals for him and Leo. So, I started trying harder. I bought new recipe books from the shop. I spent more time in the kitchen, learning different ways to cook things. I hoped that if my food was perfect, he would be happy. After a little while, Niko started to talk about other things. He began to say things about my clothes. I had many colorful dresses and nice tops that I wore for work or when I went out. Niko looked at them and said they were maybe too bright or too noticeable. He suggested that I should wear clothes that were simpler. He said things like, "Maybe a longer skirt would be better," or "That color is very strong, isn't it?" These comments also felt strange to me. My clothes were just my style. I had always liked them. But Niko seemed to want me to dress differently. I was a little surprised by this, but I thought about it. I really wanted him to be happy with me in every way. I thought maybe he is just a little old-fashioned in his ideas. Maybe he likes women to be more quiet or modest. I loved him, and I wanted our marriage to be perfect. So, I started to choose different clothes. I bought some new dresses that were plainer and in darker colors. I put away some of my favorite bright things. I did this because I wanted to please him. I believed these were just small things, small changes for a happy life together. 4. Losing my job. Niko kept talking about my clothes. He said some were too bright or too tight. He wanted me to wear simple dresses or trousers and shirts. I felt strange, but I wanted him to be happy. I thought maybe this was just how he was. Old-fashioned, maybe. Then Niko started to talk about my work. I was a teacher, and I loved my job very much. I loved the children and my colleagues. But Niko didn't like it when I talked about school. He didn't like it when I mentioned my colleagues, especially the men. There was a man at work, Mr. Harrison. He was a good teacher, and sometimes we talked about school things. Niko heard me say his name once. After that, he became very angry. He asked me many questions about Mr. Harrison. He seemed jealous. It was confusing. One evening, Niko said something that made me very sad. He said, "Regina, you must leave your job." I was shocked. "But why?" I asked. "I love teaching." He looked at me firmly. "I earn enough money for both of us," he said. You don't need to work. You should stay home and take care of the house and Leo. That is better for our family." He said it was for the family, but it felt wrong. My job was a big part of my life. I felt important and useful there. Leaving it made my heart feel heavy, but Niko insisted. He said it was the right thing to do. He kept repeating that he earned enough. He said I didn't need to worry about money. He said I just needed to be a wife and a stepmother. It was a hard decision. I cried when I told my head teacher I was leaving. I said goodbye to my students and my friends at school. It was very difficult. I felt like I was losing a part of myself. After I stopped working, I stayed home all day. Niko was often there too. He watched me more. He asked me what I did every hour. I started to feel alone. I didn't see my friends from work anymore. My world became smaller. It was just the house, Leo, and Niko. I felt like Niko was controlling my life more and more. The small changes were getting bigger. 5, the first hit. Life at home was very different now. I was there all day, every day. Niko was often home, or he called me many times. He watched me. He wanted to know what I did all the time. He checked my phone. He looked at my messages and who I talked to. He asked me about my friends, about everyone I knew. If I spoke to someone he didn't know, he asked many questions. It felt like I was in a small box. I had no space to myself. I missed my old life. I missed talking to different people. Being alone at home was difficult. I felt lonely. Niko was everything. He was my husband, but he was also like a guard. He wanted to know everything. One day, Niko came home. He looked very angry. His face was red. I didn't know why. I hadn't done anything. He started shouting. He said I was talking to other men. He said I was not a good wife. He said I was cheating on him. This was not true. I was shocked. I tried to tell him, "No, Niko, that's not right." But he didn't listen. His eyes were full of anger. He came close to me. Suddenly, his hand moved fast. He hit me across my face. It was a hard hit. My head hurt. My cheek burned. I couldn't speak. I just stood there. I felt a tear come down my face. Then Niko stopped. His face changed. The anger went away quickly. He looked scared. He looked sorry. He came to me again, but slowly this time. He put his hands on my arms. "Regina," he said. His voice was soft now. "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that." He said he was very stressed. He said he was afraid of losing me. He said he loved me too much. He promised he would never do it again. He held me close. He kept saying sorry. I wanted to believe him. I told myself it was a mistake. He was stressed. It was just one time. Later, I looked in the mirror. There was a red mark on my face. It was starting to look like a bruise. I put makeup on it. I wanted to hide it. I didn't want anyone to see. I wanted to forget about it. 6. My friend worries. Life with Niko became more difficult. The hitting was not an everyday thing, but his anger was always close. He started shouting at me a lot. He would call me names, bad names that made me feel small and stupid. Sometimes he would push me or grab my arm tightly. His hands left red marks. He did these things often now. I tried very hard to hide everything. I wore clothes with long sleeves, even in warm weather. I put on makeup to cover any marks on my face or neck. When I talked on the phone, I spoke quietly so he could not hear my real feelings. I felt lonely and scared most of the time. One day, I met my friend Lucy for coffee. It had been a long time since I saw her alone. She looked at me closely. Her eyes were kind but worried. She asked me why I looked so tired. She asked why I was wearing a long shirt when it was hot outside. I tried to smile and say everything was fine. But Lucy knows me very well. She saw something was wrong. She saw a small purple mark on my hand when I reached for my cup. Lucy put her hand over mine. Her voice was soft, but her question was strong. "Regina," she said, "is Niko hurting you?" My heart beat very fast. Fear filled me. I shook my head quickly. "No, no," I said. "It was an accident. I fell." I told more lies. I was afraid of what Niko would do if I told the truth. I was afraid of what would happen next. Lucy did not look like she believed me, but she did not ask again then. We finished our coffee. Later that day, Lucy called Niko. She wanted to talk to him about me. She was worried. When Niko found out Lucy called him, he was extremely angry. He shouted at me louder than ever before. He said I told Lucy things which was not true. He pushed me hard against the wall. My head hit the wall. It hurt very much. He was full of fury. This was the worst night. After he stopped, I lay there, hurting. I knew then. I knew I could not stay here. I had to find a way to leave. I had to escape. 7, planning to leave. The morning after felt very bad. My body hurt in many places. My heart felt broken inside. I looked at myself in the mirror. I did not look like me. I was very sad and also afraid. Niko came to me. He did not shout now. He looked sad too, but his eyes were cold. He said he was sorry again. He said it was my fault because I made him angry. Then he talked about Leo. He said, "What about Leo? He needs his mother. You cannot leave Leo." He said Leo would be very unhappy without me. He said I was Leo's family now. He used Leo to make me stay. For a moment, I felt stuck. How could I leave Leo? I loved him very much. But then I thought, is this life good for Leo? Seeing this, feeling this fear? No, this was not good for any of us. I had to be strong for Leo. I had to leave this house, not just for me, but for him too. I decided clearly in my mind, I must go. That night, I waited until Niko was sleeping deeply. I took my phone very quietly. I went to the bathroom and closed the door softly. I sat on the floor and called Lucy. My hands were shaking. It was late, but I knew she would answer. She answered quickly. I whispered into the phone. I told her everything. I told her about the hitting, the shouting, the fear. I told her how bad it was. I told her about last night. I could hear Lucy crying softly on the phone. She was so worried. I said, "Lucy, I need help. I need to leave. Please, can you help me?" Lucy said yes immediately. She said she would help me. We talked quietly for a long time. We made a plan. Niko had a work meeting soon. He had to travel to another city for 2 days. This was our chance. He would leave on Thursday morning. We planned that I would pack a small bag for me and a small bag for Leo. I had to do it secretly, slowly, over the next few days. I could not let Niko see anything. On Thursday, after Niko left for his trip, Lucy would come to the house. We would take Leo and leave quickly. We would go somewhere safe. We did not know exactly where yet, but Lucy said she knew people who could help. The plan felt scary, but it was the only way. I had to be brave. I had to get us out before Niko came back. 8. New life begins. The day Niko left for his meeting finally came. I felt very nervous inside. This was our chance to leave. I went quietly to Leo's room. I packed a small bag for him very carefully. I put in some of his clothes and his favorite soft toy, the blue rabbit. Then I packed a small bag for myself. I only took a few important things: my phone, some money I had saved, and a change of clothes. My hands were shaking while I packed. Leo watched me with big eyes. He didn't understand why we were packing. I tried to smile at him. I told him we were going on a little adventure, a special trip. Soon, I heard a car stop outside the house. It was Lucy. My best friend was here. My heart beat very fast in my chest. I took Leo's small hand tightly. We walked quickly to the car. We got inside fast. Lucy drove away immediately. We did not look back at the house. I felt a mix of fear because it was scary and relief because we were finally leaving. We were safe from Niko for this moment. Lucy drove us to a big building. It was the police station. Inside, I felt scared, but I knew I had to be brave. I sat down and told a police officer everything that happened. I told him about Niko's angry words, the bad names he called me, the times he pushed me, and the times he hit me. It was very difficult to say the words out loud, but I did it. I showed the officer the dark marks on my arm from when Niko grabbed me. While we were talking, my phone started ringing many times. It was Niko. He was calling and leaving very angry messages. The police officer listened to some of them. They said they would find Niko and stop him. Later that day, the police told me they arrested Niko. He was taken to prison. Hearing this made me feel a lot safer. Something surprising happened at the police station, too. A woman came in. Her name was Clara. She was Leo's biological mother. I did not expect to see her there. She spoke to the police and to me. She told us her own story. Niko was violent towards her too, many years ago, before he met me. She left him because of it. She came because the police contacted her about Niko. She wanted to see Leo. Leo saw Clara. He was a little shy at first. He didn't know her well because she left when he was very small, but he remembered her face a little from pictures maybe. They hugged each other for a long time. It was an emotional moment, both sad and happy at the same time. Leo was reunited with his mother. After that important day, Leo went to live with Clara. I knew it was the best place for him to be now. I went to live at Lucy's house. Her home felt warm and very safe. I did not feel alone anymore. I was finally free from Niko's control. My old life, the one with fear, was finished. A new life was starting for me. It was not easy every day. I felt tired and sometimes sad about everything, but I also felt a strong sense of hope for the future. I knew I could become strong again. I could build a good life for myself. I was safe now, and that was the most important thing.